All right, what's up, guys? If you don't know me, my name's Justin. I'm an American student studying abroad on exchange in Nairobi, Kenya for the semester, documenting pretty much just random thoughts, as well as all this whole exchange program and whatnot. So today, I'm actually just recorded this video twice, so third time's the charm, hopefully. See how I go about this and be more concise and not so yappy. So with that, I have 8 different points of things that I've taken for granted, and things that I didn't really realize is a privilege until I got here. So if you're interested in that, follow along. And yeah, so I'll get started with point 1 in just a second. All right, starting off strong with number 1. It has to be friends. Yeah, I mean, I've only been here for a couple weeks, but I've never really had a challenge with making friends. I mean, I was always a very chatty kid, so it was pretty easy just to kind of yap with someone else, and yap back and forth, whatever. In middle and high school, whatever. But then I got to college, and I really started finding people and making connections that last. And really, it really made me feel really good, having those people in my life, to the point where I didn't even realize how good it was making me feel. And I never really understood how hard it was to really make friendships and maintain friendships until I got here, which I'm doing all right. I do get bored a lot. I have a lot of downtime here, but that is a good thing because it's kind of forcing me to slow down and reflect and really figure out who I am, and it's really giving me that space and that time to do that. So with that comes, religion, just pretty much everything. It's really causing me to reflect and think about who I am and who I want to be and what my goals are and motivations and whatnot. But that does come with its cost. I'm used to hanging out with like Natco, Mason, PJ, Sturdy Birds, all of them. Those are different, whatever. And it's like, here I can't just go for long drives when we had a long day, or I can't just go to Miller's at midnight or 1 a.m. Olive Garden, Chipotle. I realize a lot of my friendships revolve around food, which is good because there is some pretty good food over there. But I don't really have those outlets right now, like the social outlets. It's like parties and whatnot. And there's clubs here, but I don't know enough people here to just go to a club. I mean, just like in the States, I wouldn't just go to a club alone, just for numerous reasons. But yeah, so I've really been taking granted how easy my whole life has been to have friends and maintain friends. And maintaining friends has not been easy my whole life. As people grow and change, they grow and change. That comes to figuring out who's your crowd, who you want in your circle, and who wants to be in your circle. It goes both ways. So figuring that out, now that I'm here, I have a couple people, I've gone to lunch with someone, went on a hike with a couple other people, but there's no really concrete, like, what are you doing right now at like 9 p.m.? Let's go do something, or random, just kind of pick up little things. So that's been a bit challenging, figuring that all out. And I'm sure with time, I'll make more friends here, and hopefully see some improvement. And, I didn't really realize how dependent I was on social interaction, I guess. And I didn't really realize how socially dependent I was until that was taken away, which honestly I'm really grateful for. I'm really grateful for this entire experience, but especially now that I can learn who I am, and reflect on my past and my future. It really does help put things into perspective. Makes me really grateful for everyone at home. So if you're watching this, I'm grateful for you. If you're not watching this, I'm probably still grateful for you. That's all, friends. I'll wrap it up because it's been about 4 minutes of me yapping. But yeah, just don't take your friends for granted. And just live every moment, live in the present, because sometimes you guys are going to be separated and you'll still have constant contact, but it's not the same. You can't just go for a drive. You can't just go to Wawa for just whatever shenanigans at 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning, So yeah, just keep your friends close and enjoy the time you have with them. That's all. On to the next one. All right, point 2, the freedom to travel on my own. Here as a traveler, it's not really advised to go alone, as that can be a target for different people, low-level crimes, nothing like that. Nothing crazy, but obviously something good to be watching. Don't want to get shanked or anything. So, I'm used to in Florida. Just gonna hop in my car, getting my friends. I guess it kind of goes with part 1, but I don't really have a car here. I can't drive here, which is kind of good because the roads here are crazy, and it's also flipped, so everyone's on the left side of the road. And I don't think I'd be a very good driver over here. Yeah, so that not having that access is kind of killing me because I'm big on adventure. But I'm glad for any adventures I do have and have had so far. So it's a bit of a challenge. And when I get back to the States and I start driving again, I'm just going to be probably a lot more thankful for not only my car, my lovely Ford Fiesta, but also the ability to go freely and do freely as I please. So yeah, that's part 2, and I'll catch back up with part 3. All right, number 3, the access to clean water. Granted, the people here do have access to clean water. My immune and microbiome cannot handle that water, so I have to buy water whenever I get thirsty, which is nice because I can usually get a cold. But I'd much rather be able to drink from a tap wherever I am, and just have that freedom that, again, I never really thought of until I got here. There is plenty of water here. I've never gone thirsty here so far, but it's something to think about when I go back to the States. Just the access to having cold, clean water whenever I get thirsty, and not having to pay for it every single time. So, yeah, and I'll get back to you guys with, I think, number 4? Yeah, number 4. All right, guys, number 4. This kind of sounds a little odd, but menus, and more specifically menus with pictures. Here, my taste buds have been all over the place. I've been trying everything I possibly can. I've been really, really loving that part of the trip, experiencing different foods and different cultural backgrounds of foods. I'm hoping to really try some more traditional Indian food, African food, pretty much any food I can't really get in the U.S. Sorry about that, camera cut out. But yeah, so any food I can't really get in the U.S. Is what I'm really here to try. My taste buds, if you knew me when I was little, I wouldn't even think about rice or broccoli. But here I'm here to experience culture, and I'm here to experience different foods and different ways of life. And what comes with that is when I go to order food, I don't really know what I'm getting into. And I also don't know what it's called. So if I really do like it, it's pretty tough to order it again. So there's a bit of a learning curve. I've gotten some random foods that I'm not really sure what they were, but they were really good, and also vice versa. So yeah, just a learning curve with food, but pictures and menus in general are very helpful. So looking forward to those when I get back to the States. Yeah, so on to number 5.5, part 5. I don't know what they're called, the increment of 5, but yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. All right, number 5. We said a little dust thing come in, so hopefully the camera's still clear. But number 5, the constant access to electricity and Wi-Fi. Throughout the night here, the Wi-Fi and power go out every once in a while, which isn't a huge deal, but when you're watching shows like Ozark, what I'm currently watching, where there's some drama, you don't really want to be in the middle of a big breakdown and then all of a sudden Wi-Fi's out and it has to load for a minute. You don't really have access to that, and it kind of ruins the whole momentum. Again, not a super huge issue, but it is a lot different, and I'm really recognizing that privilege I've had to constant Wi-Fi, electricity, and all that. Going with that, also, some classes, like my research class, there's no Wi-Fi in the classroom. There is sometimes, but it's very, very rare, which kind of stinks because that class is a lot of research, so kind of hard to do research when there's no Wi-Fi, but you know, again, with the whole learning curve, it's just a different way, and I've got to figure that out on my own. So yeah, on to part 6. All right, number 6, gonna sound really privileged for this. I realize that now, but the amount of outlets I have access to is something I never really thought of until now, which is again why I'm super thankful for this whole experience, because it's teaching me things like this that I didn't really think about before. That being said, I have one outlet here. I got a big power box. I have like 3 now. But you know, I'm used to having 2, 3, you know, a good amount of outlets. Where I'm from, in Florida and Massachusetts and whatnot. And here I don't really have that, which I didn't really realize how much power I really use. And so I'm learning how to do that, and hopefully I can use that when I get back to the States to be a little better for the environment and not use as much electricity, or if it's solar where I am, then I'll be fine. But yeah, so on to number 7 now. All right, these are in no particular order because number 7 is a very big one for me. But not having access to a kitchen, fridge, microwave, stovetop, etc. Granted, I could get a stovetop while I'm here, but I don't want to do that because then I have to leave it here and I don't want to pay, and you know, all that fun stuff. Anyways, not having that comes with definitely a lot of cons. Food I can't really keep fresh because there's no fridge. And I can't really reheat leftovers because there's no microwave. And I can't really make pasta because there's no stove. So it's been a little interesting figuring out how to eat on my own, and like keep snacks and whatnot, because I'm used to keeping like fruits and stuff in the fridge, and like different frozen vegetables. So can't really do that here. Again, another learning curve. It's not really part of the culture here. I think most places have fridges, but in my dorm it doesn't. And you know, pros and cons. I'll take it though. Honestly, it's not that bad. It's just really tough, again, with the whole boredom, not being able to go and cook for an hour or distract myself doing stuff like that. So, you know, it comes with its pros and cons. Again, I'm sure when I get some more friends over here, I'll figure out other ways to beat the boredom than cooking. But right now it is a little bit tough with food, keeping it fresh, reheating, and, you know, preparing it. So I've been just buying a lot of food, which is fine because the food here is very cheap. It's $3 to $6 a meal, excuse me, which is really not that bad. And yeah, I've also had meals for $1. You know, last night I had a banana and chocolate croissant as a little sweet treat at the end of the day, and it was only, I think, roughly $1, even less than $1. So yeah, there's different options. But not having that access to a kitchen makes me really thankful for the kitchen I have at home. Anyways, on to part 8. All right, part 8. The first time I was recording this, I was dive bombed by a fly, so I'm gonna hopefully he doesn't come back. But window screens. There's no window screens over here, and that's a culture thing. There's no window screens anywhere over here. In classrooms, in dorms, in apartments and whatnot, there's no window screens. So bugs come in and out as they freely please, which I do like because it does make it feel more like you're in the environment, and more green and eco-friendly. But when I'm trying to sleep, and there's a bug that keeps flying around my ear, or there's a fly that's crawling on me, or a mosquito, it can get old really fast. So really thankful for window screens back in the US. Something, again, I didn't really expect to miss so much. But yeah, and there's different ways to beat that. There's mosquito nets and whatnot, but it's something that has really kind of stuck with me, I guess, so far. So just, yeah, that's it on that. So the outro will be in just a second. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys, I hope you found that interesting. I'm just here on a walk. I was going to go to the gym this morning. I finally got the motivation to go to the gym after weeks of being here, but it was closed, so I'm just trying to get some steps in. I want to try and get 10K a day if possible, but we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty bad with physical challenges. Not like being able to handle them, but I tend to lose motivation. So that's something I've been working on. So hopefully I get 10K a day. If not, at least I thought about it. Maybe someday I'll get to do it. But I'm really going to try and not give up on this one. Yeah, so that was just a list of 8 things that I've really taken for granted my entire life. And it's different privileges that I didn't really expect were privileges. And I'm really, really grateful for this experience because it's teaching me about those privileges and what I really thought everyone had, which obviously I know everyone doesn't have that, but to me, at least in universities, I thought everyone had that. So, and just because this is my first time out of the States, really, except for like Canada and Mexico, but those don't really count because they're basically the States. You know, this is my first time, so it comes with culture changes and differences, and I'm happy to share those with you guys, and hopefully you guys found it interesting. Going back to point 1, you know, friends, just don't really take them or anything on this list for granted, because they really do affect you. And I'm okay, I'm not going through anything over here. You know, of course, there's a certain amount of loneliness, but everyone has loneliness. And obviously, pretty not the most common route of education is going to Africa, but I'm so happy I'm here. And so thankful for this entire experience because it's really shaping me and helped me grow as a person. And so yeah, just don't take anything for granted because what you have today might not be there tomorrow. And likewise, what you have today or what you don't have today might be there tomorrow. So, you know, just kind of be good to yourself, be good to the universe. Because the universe is a certain way of keeping good and bad and balance and whatnot. So that's that. I hope you all enjoyed this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to try and post something soon. Hopefully. We'll see how this goes. I just went on a safari yesterday, so you probably see a video about that soon. But yeah, I'll catch up with you guys soon. And that's about it. So be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. That's just down below, but it's also Just Gator. You know the drill by now. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.